Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast, brought to you by DirecTV, 1-800-259-7646. Also brought to you by RVWheelator.com. If you're buying an RV or selling an RV, check out RVWheelator.com and the Dollar Shave Club. Here's John and Heidi.
Thank you so much for joining us on a Thursday. Hey, baby, how's it going over there?
Super, how are you?
Fabulous. Got a fun thing to share coming up later in the program. Got a lot of fun stuff, but we're going to talk about arachnophobia. Going to talk about protesting, a lot of things. But we're going to start here. Blind people could one day use their tongues to help them see. Scientists have developed a device which transfers visual cues from a video camera to the brain through electrodes in your mouth. So a map of the outside world would be sent in a postage stamp-sized tongue display unit made of 144 electrodes, which stimulates the high-sensitivity portion of your tongue. So they would feel what's going on around them on their tongue.
Huh.
It's kind of crazy. Have I ever said it is a fascinating world we live in?
It really is. Isn't that insane?
The technology that we have available to us now, that, you know, think back to, you know, Thomas Jefferson and Benjamin Franklin, the founding fathers. They could have never dreamed when they embarked on this experiment called America that we would get this far. And I'm not saying that all this is coming from America, but I'm just saying, since we're getting ready to celebrate our birthday, you know, coming up this Saturday.
You might as well take all the credit.
Well, I'm not saying take the credit, but I'm just saying, think back when, you know, put yourself in their shoes, or their loafers, or whatever they were. They would have absolutely flipped if they would be able to see what we have available now. So, awesome stuff. And we use that technology here to just, you know, make fun of other people. So we'll be doing that here in a bit. Thanks for joining us on the John and Heidi Show.
This portion of the program is brought to you by RVWheelator.com.
If you're selling an RV, check out RVWheelator.com. They only get paid if they help you sell your RV. So what do you have to lose? And if you're buying an RV, you got to find the great deals at RVWheelator.com.
Now back to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
Where is Malaysia? Somewhere else, right?
Well, yeah, it's not here.
I'm not sure where Malaysia is, but the mayor of a town in Malaysia wants to blow the whistle on litter bugs. Mayor Kazili Din is issuing whistles to officials in Alor Star City. Now, the idea is for authorities to pucker up and blow when they spot somebody tossing trash. The mayor wants the litter bugs to be shamed when they're caught. They would also face a fine of up to $85, but they're saying they think, even more importantly than the $85 fine, having somebody blow a whistle and yell at you in public for throwing something on the ground would shame you into quit doing it. I think that could actually work. Because
would you care if somebody blew a whistle? I would be like,
if they blew a whistle
whatever.
and then gave me an $85 fine, yeah, that would really bother me. The fine, but you know, the nice thing is, right now what happens is they give them a fine, but nobody knows what's going on. So they're saying, hey, I want you to blow this whistle, get everybody's attention so they can see that Joe is a litter bug.
Huh.
I don't know. We'll see what happens on that whole thing. Coming up, we're going to talk about arachnophobia. That is on the way on the John and Heidi Show.
This portion of the program is brought to you by Dollar Shave Club. You can get razors sent to your door each month for just $1, plus a couple of bucks shipping. It's an amazing deal. Log on to dollarshaveclub.com/radio to learn more. That's dollarshaveclub.com/radio. Now, back to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
Do you remember the movie Arachnophobia?
Yes.
When that movie came out, there were a lot of people that realized that they are afraid of spiders.
I am afraid of spiders. I know that for sure.
I'm really not afraid of spiders. I don't want to hang out with them or anything, but I'm not afraid of them.
Oh, I am. I can't handle spiders. I've tried. I can't do it.
So put yourself in this frame of mind when I tell you, whatever the dumbest reason you've ever gotten rid of a car is. Have you ever gotten rid of a car for a dumb reason? We got rid of a van once because it was green. I didn't like the color of it. I was like,
we got rid of a Ford Escape one time.
Just because
for a dumb reason.
We needed that was the van that I got.
Yes.
We needed enough room for people for a trip that was one weekend. We should have just rented a van. Anyway,
yes.
Granted, I'm not a fan of spiders, and I'm sure most people out there are not huge fans of spiders, but would you sell your car because you saw a spider in it?
No.
Michelle Holloway did just that. I don't regret selling the car at all, she said. I couldn't keep it after that. If the spider had come out while I was driving, I would have crashed. So she sold her Mazda 626 because she, and I quote, saw a spider in it. Now she rides the bus to work.
Okay, how big was this spider is what I want to know. Because, I mean, if it was like a tarantula And she was like, if I'm driving and that thing comes back out,
Here's my
then
concern.
I can see.
My concern for poor Michelle Holloway is, what if there's a spider on the bus someday? I quit riding that bus. I walk to work now. What if there's a spider at work someday? I quit that job and I'm unemployed now.
I'm
saying you're just maybe going a little too far.
Why not get somebody to kill the spider?
Well, and again, I'm not saying that I want to hang out with spiders, so don't be sending me any spiders in the mail or anything. But I will tell you this. In our household, I have become the designated...
You are the designated spider killer.
Whatever reason, the designated spider, any sort of critter, I get to deal with it.
Yeah.
I suppose because I am the man of the household. But I'm like, hey, what about this whole equal rights thing? You smack this one. So I've never once had anything terrible happen. I don't know why everybody's freaked out by spiders.
They're just so... What I don't like about... See, now, I like snakes. I'm fine with snakes.
You like... Can we get a snake?
No, we're not getting a snake. But when I see a snake, I don't freak out because you can hear a snake coming. Yeah. You can't hear a spider coming. You turn and there's like a spider on you and you have no idea until you see it.
I've never I've heard a snake. It's not like they're like, hey, everybody, here I come.
You can hear them coming in the grass. You can hear them slithering and moving. You can hear a snake.
All right. We have to agree to disagree. Coming up, your brain on drugs on this Thursday.
The John and Heidi Show is brought to you in part by the Keystone Treatment Center.
This is your brain. And this is your brain on drugs. We share silly stories here on the program, but addiction is no joke. If you or someone you know suffers with an addiction to drugs or alcohol, make today the day you seek help.
Call toll-free 844-204-1055.
That's a toll-free number. Again?
844-204-1055.
And this is your brain on drugs. If you plan on protesting something, first be sure your brain's not on drugs. A man accused of trying to burn down a post office to protest the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan, well, he's been charged with attempted arson, but the 45-year-old man was arrested in front of the post office while he was holding a beer, and he was completely hammered. And he had a propane torch as well because he was going to burn the place down. Police found the front door smashed and saw a garbage can inside. The contents were on fire. The officers dragged the can outside before the flames could spread anywhere else. Police said he claimed he was angry about the U.S. military involvement in Iraq and Afghanistan. No word on how he thought burning a post office was going to help that. But he didn't really think it through. He was drunk and decided he was taking it out on the U.S. government, one post office at a time. So
yeah, the post office. It's not like it's our postal workers that are going.
And here's my thing: if you dislike the quote violence in the military, why would you think solving it with your violence would help?
Right, it's not going to help at all.
I mean, that doesn't make any sense.
And by hurting innocent people.
Exactly. So leave those guys out of it. I don't want to get my mail. I don't know about you, but I kind of like getting my mail. All right, coming up, we've got your moment of duh. That's on the way on this Thursday.
This portion of the program is brought to you by RVWheelator.com. If you're selling an RV, check out RVWheelator.com. They only get paid if they help you sell your RV. If you're buying an RV, you can find great deals at RVWheelator.com. Now, back to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
Don't believe everyone who calls you on the telephone, especially if they say it's for your own safety that you should start breaking things around you. Telephone prankster, posing as a sprinkler company, caused a bunch of havoc at an Arkansas Holiday Inn hotel. He convinced an employee to set off the fire alarm. Also convinced him to smash some windows and shut down electricity and break a sprinkler head that flooded the building lobby. Holiday Inn employee Christina Bergman was at the front desk early in the morning when a male called, identified himself as an employee of the Grinnell Fire Sprinkler Service. Told him that there was a problem with the hotel's fire sprinklers. She needed to pull the fire alarm to reset them. Aided by a hotel guest, what subsequently followed was a series of directions from the caller who would result in giving them $50,000 worth of damages to the hotel.
Oh, my gosh.
So they pulled this, then they broke a window, and then they shut down the electricity, and then they broke a sprinkler head. You know, they're like, okay, what else do we do? Okay, now take your car and smash it into a tree. You know, I'm like, at what point did they realize this guy wasn't really who he said he was?
Oh, my gosh.
I doubt that they would be calling in the middle of the night to do this stuff. She didn't check with anybody. She just did it. $50,000 worth of damages.
Oh,
I got a feeling she's no longer an employee there. I'm just saying. Coming up, we have your scoop of the day. That is on the way on the John and Heidi Show.
The John and Heidi Show podcast is brought to you by DirecTV.
They have big-time savings going on right now, so you can sign up and save. Get all the details at 1-800-259-7646.
Also brought to you by RVWealtor.com.
Quite possibly the best way to buy an RV or to sell an RV. They're like a realtor for your RV. Check out RVWealtor.com.
And the Dollar Shave Club.
Get amazing razors for $1 a month, and for a few bucks more, they'll bring them right to your door.
Sign up today at dollarshaveclub.com/radio.
And now, your scoop of the day. Big news. Verizon recently closed their deal, $4.4 billion deal to purchase AOL, America Online. The biggest news in this statement is America Online is still a thing. Remember last week when we were talking about this?
Yeah.
I don't think that it said how much it was worth last week when we talked about it, but $4.4 billion is what that was worth. Remember they used to send out CDs in the mail all the time?
Oh, yeah.
I used to get those, like 4 of those a week. I wonder why they quit doing that.
I don't know.
I wonder if Verizon will start doing that now. Probably not. A woman climbed a 30-foot flagpole on the grounds of the South Carolina State Capitol Saturday morning in what she called an effort to dismantle white supremacy in the United States. Bree Newsom was arrested following her climb to remove the Confederate flag. That's a heated topic that no matter which side you're on, everybody's upset about what's going on there. So we're going to just move on. A federal district court judge in Alexandria, Virginia, heard arguments late last week in a lawsuit that may influence whether the U.S. Navy must admit secular atheists as chaplains. So it's one more step in trying to upset everybody in this country. With wedding season in full swing, guests everywhere are asking the same question. How much should I give to the newlyweds? Though most guests will spend an average of $109 this year, the average cost nearly doubles to $200 if the recipients are a close family member, like a sibling or a brother, cousin, sister, whatever, somebody close. So $109 is the average. If there's somebody really close to you, then it's supposed to be around the $200 mark.
That's ridiculous.
When we know somebody that's getting married, we often don't give them anything, do we?
No, we always do.
The good news is she's in charge, so I don't know what we do.
But nowhere near that dollar value amount.
I have no clue.
I think maybe
a nice card.
This is probably all across the country.
It is, yeah,
because I don't think
I
know in these parts. It's not that high.
We live in the, what is it called again?
And if it is that high, we just look incredibly cheap at every wedding
we live in the
cheapskate
belt. That's what it is. Hey, preliminary research from Australia has found that fish oil supplements reduce body fat, improve cholesterol levels, and boost blood vessel function. There is just one catch. The fish oil only eliminates body fat if it's combined with exercise. So you got to have,
with everything,
got to have a lot of fish oil, and you got to exercise a lot. Then it's going to work.
As with everything, you can take anything, but if you're not exercising, you're
Drink
not
water
going to lose weight.
and then do the exercise. There you go.
Cell
phone use is ubiquitous. How do you say that word? Ubiquitous. I can't say it. Anyway, it's. How do you say it? Ubiquitous? I can't say it. New research shows it may be socially contagious, too. People are more likely to pull out their phone and check a text if somebody that's with them has just done that, too. So if you're in a meeting, somebody pulls out and does a text thing, then your brain says, hey, I should do that, too. I don't know how to say the U word. Ubiquitous? Yes. Anyway. University of Rochester reports that children who eat candy cigarettes are more likely to smoke real cigarettes when they're adults.
Whatever.
You were a child at once.
I was, and I used to eat candy cigarettes all the time.
Do you smoke, Heidi?
No.
Is it because you gave up on candy cigarettes? You kicked your pack-a-day candy cigarette habit?
And on top of eating candy cigarettes, I used to light the ends of them and blow them out, and then they tasted like burnt marshmallows.
Maybe we shouldn't talk about this on the radio.
I'm just saying that is the most ridiculous thing I have ever heard in my life.
All right. Sometimes we're able to succeed in spite of ourselves. Take the unidentified man who helped an Orlando bank. Who held up an Orlando bank. Surveillance video showed the bandit handing the teller a piece of paper before pulling a gun, which he was holding backwards during the robbery. During the robbery, he also pointed the gun at himself before walking out of the bank. Amazingly, with cash, somehow they still gave him money. Police consider the man armed and dangerous, most likely to himself. So there you go. And quickly, our strange law. In Nebraska, it is illegal for a mother to give her daughter a perm without a license. you need a state license to give a child a perm.
Now, that is one law I happen to agree with.
Your mother gave
My
you a
mother
perm.
gave me a perm when I was a child.
I saw those pictures.
Yeah, so I am completely behind this particular law. That was devastating.
I grew up at a time where even some boys were getting perms, and I'm glad I was never one of those, but I remember kids coming to school with the perm. You're like, what happened to you over the weekend? All right, that's going to do it for your scoop of the day. Coming up in a moment, we got a second chapter in our Founding Fathers, the Forgotten Founding Fathers. That's on the way.
The John and Heidi Show is brought to you in part by Rough Tough Kennels.
If you have a puppy or a big dog, Rough Tough Kennels has something that's just right for you. They have kennels that are strong enough that I can stand on top of them, but they're cozy enough for your furry little best friend. Learn more and see the different sizes available at roughtoughkennels.com.
That's RUFF. toughkennels.com.
And right now we are on page 2 of our fun little episode here, The Forgotten Founding Fathers. Now, we talked yesterday about the fact that Independence Day is coming up this weekend, and people remembered Thomas Jefferson, they remembered John Adams, but there were 56 people, 56 men that signed their name on the Declaration of Independence saying, we are no longer British subjects, we are now our own country. And there are some founding fathers that are kind of forgotten founding fathers. And the fate of those men is absolutely fascinating. Lewis Morris of New York put his entire fortune at the service of the Continental Army, so he gave everything to fight the fight. Loyalists confiscated his property and forced him into exile, not seeing his own family for many, many years. So he's one of the guys that had his name on there. Philip Livingston. Do you know any of these names? Any of these rings?
No.
You recognize any?
No.
Philip Livingston from New York, one of the richest Americans in 1776, lost every penny he had as a result of signing the Declaration of Independence. His family was driven from their house by the British, and his estate was plundered. Livingston died penniless just 2 years later while still serving in the Continental Congress. So he literally gave everything, including his life. John Hart from New Jersey. Hart's wife was dying as he was signing the Declaration. His efforts to reach her were thwarted by the British. His 13 children never saw their father again. They were all forced to flee for their lives as well. He died in 1779. So he gave up his entire family for the freedom of our nation. Richard Stockton of New Jersey. He was a judge. Judge Stockton was arrested by the British in 1776, imprisoned in a military stockade. He was released, an invalid, 5 years later, and died a pauper in Princeton, so he was penniless. And again, he was a judge, very wealthy when this all started. John Witherspoon of New Jersey served as president of the College of New Jersey, better known today as Princeton. We've all heard of Princeton. Well, it used to be the College of New Jersey, and he was the president, John Witherspoon was. The British responded to his signing of the Declaration by burning the college library to the ground, and they pillaged the rest of the campus. So that was how they responded to him saying, we want our freedom. And they say, oh, yeah, it comes at a price. Robert Morris from Pennsylvania. He earned his fortune as a banker and a commercial magnate, and he gave everything away to finance the Army and the Navy. The ships that brought the provisions from Europe and the colonies were entirely paid for by Mr. Morris. He also loaned an enormous sum to the Continental Congress when they were on the verge of bankruptcy in 1776. He never, ever got a penny back. He died impoverished in 1806. Now, this, again, is just one more page. I guess we got a couple more seconds here, so we'll do a couple more names on here. John Morton of Pennsylvania. Despite living a loyalist-dominated part of the colony, he lived in a part that was very loyal. They wanted to continue to be British subjects, and they personally preferred reconciliation with Great Britain. Morton signed the Declaration. His neighbors turned on him, and he never, ever got to go home. Just before his death, a year later in 1777, he submitted to Congress what became known as the Articles of Confederation. So he's the one that actually wrote that, if you remember that from the history books. But that was John Morton of Pennsylvania. What we're going through here are the forgotten founding fathers as we prepare for our Independence Day, which is this Saturday. Like I said, we celebrate the founding fathers that we remember, but there's so many that we forget. Thomas Nelson is another one, and this is where we'll end. Virginia is where he's from. As American guns shelled the British defenses, and anguished Nelson, now a general in the Continental Army, saw that they were sparing his house, which was General Cornwallis's headquarters. As the story goes, Nelson personally had to turn a cannon towards his own home. Nobody else would blow it up. They're like, that's your house. Well, that's where the other general is. Yeah, but that's your house. So he personally turned the cannon towards his own home and blew it up to show that I am no less willing to sacrifice what I have than what my fellow Virginians have sacrificed as well. He loaned over $2 million to the Continental Congress, none of which was ever repaid, and he died impoverished as well. So, again, went through just a few more of the names. And if you're interested in the thing that I'm reading here, once again, it is called The Forgotten Founding Fathers. And if you get a chance, it's online. You can read this, but I wanted to share this. As we were saying earlier in the week, we didn't have any guests lined up for the second half of this week because I wanted to do this as we prepare for Independence Day, which is coming up on Saturday. So, again, just a little history lesson for everybody. And, again, it's called The Forgotten Founding Fathers. And I hope as you're celebrating, we enjoy, lighting the fuses and blowing up the stuff made in China, but think about how weird that is, that's how we celebrate this. What we're really celebrating is our independence. So as you're doing it, please try to remember those who gave so much so we can have the freedoms that we have.
It really makes you appreciate your freedoms when you hear everything.
And to know, these men knew when they were signing their name on that, they knew that their lives would change forever. And they did that so we could have the freedoms that we have today. And it really saddens me when you think about some of the dumb things that happen today. And we go, boy, if we would just kind of put this all in perspective.
If everybody would think back about what it took to get to where we are, we wouldn't be so carefree to just throw it all away.
Coming up, we'll get back to the silliness. Thank you so much for joining us right here on the John and Heidi Show.
This portion of the program is brought to you by Dollar Shave Club. You can get razors sent to your door each month for just $1, plus a couple of bucks shipping. It's an amazing deal. Log on to dollarshaveclub.com/radio to learn more. That's dollarshaveclub.com/radio. Now, back to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
Today is a very special day, Heidi. You know what today is?
What is today, John?
Well, thought you'd never ask. It's Thursday, the 2nd day of July. It is I Forgot Day. What was that again? I forgot. So today's a good day for those of you who forget things. If you're forgetful, today's a good day because it is I Forgot Day. It is also Made in the USA Day.
That's a good day.
Which you would think would be
the 4th of July.
Yeah, the 4th of July, but it's on the 2nd for some reason, and I'm okay with that. Celebrate. Let's keep this celebration going a couple days. So celebrate today by buying things that are made in the good old US of A. And for some reason, it is World UFO Day today.
Oh.
And that is a subject that is fascinating to me. I don't know why. I'm just fascinated with the whole UFO stuff. My wife thinks I'm a dork. Don't you? You do.
I don't think.
I'll see stuff on TV and I'm watching it. You're like, why are you watching this? I'm like, I don't know.
I can't turn it off.
I don't want to watch it, but I can't look away. Anyway, celebrate by making something in the USA and then forget what it was all about because it's I Forgot Day, Made in the USA Day, and World UFO Day on this, the 2nd of July. Thanks for listening on a Thursday.
This portion of the program is brought to you by RVRealtor.com. If you're selling an RV, check out RVRealtor.com. They only get paid if they help you sell your RV. If you're buying an RV, you can find great deals at RVRealtor.com. Now, back to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
Thank you so much for tuning in on a Thursday. Two things that mankind and probably womankind have been looking for many, many years are ways to look younger, right?
Mm-hmm.
And acquisition of chocolate.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah. Now it looks like you could combine the two.
Oh.
Confectioner Adolf Anderson of Hamburg, Germany.
We read this.
Might just be the most genius man in the world. Have we really?
Yeah, remember? Because I looked it up to see how much it was.
Was it expensive?
Oh, yes.
I'll read the rest of the story for those of you that haven't heard it. I'm celebrating I Forgot Day. I don't remember this at all. Teamed up with the Anti-Aging Clinic to develop the first line of anti-aging chocolates. Felice Pralines are made with dark chocolate, mango, and soya milk. Are you sure? They're all filled with antioxidants and other ingredients that reportedly protect against free radicals, boost metabolism, and tighten your skin. A tester for the company said the two chocolates with a cup of tea that ended the day make you immediately feel 15 years younger. We talked about this?
I'm pretty sure.
I know
I
we talked
remember
about
looking up chocolate and seeing how much this box was. It was like $200 for a box of...
I wonder if this is the stuff. I think that was something different. I don't remember.
What is this called?
He said Felice, F-E-L-I-C-E, Felice Pralines. Felice Pralines. Now, praline, isn't that something that has like nuts and stuff in it? What is a praline?
I have no idea.
I think I've seen those before. I think there's like pecans.
I have no idea.
Maybe not. Maybe I'm thinking of something else. Is that a turtle? That's a turtle. I don't know what a praline is. But anyway, we'll have to check it out. So they say it's got mango. I like mango.
I love mango.
Soya milk. I think I like that. I don't know if I've ever had it. I think if it's in chocolate, I probably like it. Anyway, it's supposed to make you feel younger and make you look younger and all of that stuff. So are you Googling it right now?
I am.
All right. She's going to go to work on that while I prepare to tell you what we're going to be talking about here in a bit. Got some water cooler talk coming up for those of you who still have water coolers. Also, if you want to live longer, you're supposed to stop bathing. We're going to tell you all about that. That's on the way as well on the John and Heidi Show.
This portion of the program is brought to you by DirecTV, 1-800-259-7646. Also brought to you by RVWheelator.com. If you're buying an RV or selling an RV, check out RVWheelator.com and the Dollar Shave Club. Here's John and Heidi.
Got a little water cooler talk for you here. Looking to get ahead at work? Spend more time at the water cooler. Drinking water, not talking. According to research conducted by the InnoWave Water Company, 38% of folks claim they feel more productive after drinking water on the job. Plus, they say it'll help you digest food better, which makes work feel less groggy after lunch. So, if you want to get ahead at work, you're supposed to drink more water. So, you don't need to really stand by the water cooler and chat, but if that's where you get the water, you're supposed to keep your mouth shut and just drink it. Well, maybe not keep your mouth shut. That'd be hard to drink. I keep talking because I notice Heidi is reading something. Did you find these chocolates?
Felice chocolate, the key to eternal youth.
Are they really, really, really expensive?
Order online. Let's see.
I'm so sorry. This is so productive right here, isn't it?
Well,
so tell me, what are you finding?
I will have to continue doing some research because it's taking me kind of on this wild goose chase right now.
So this may be a prank, and these things don't exist.
No, it showed up right on the top of the search. So
like most good pranks would. All right, keep listening. Hey, if you want to live longer, stop bathing. We'll tell you why. That's on the way.
This portion of the program is brought to you by the Dollar Shave Club.
You can get razors every month for just $1. And for $2 more, they'll bring them right to your door. Log on to dollarshaveclub.com/radio to learn more.
That's dollarshaveclub.com/radio.
If you want to live longer, stop bathing. How's that sound for advice?
All right.
It doesn't sound good. A new study out of Stockholm University reveals that people who want to live longer may want to rethink how often you bathe. The study shows that warm bath water strips your body of essential germ-fighting oils. It shortens your life expectancy as well. Researchers say that when you bathe for social reasons like quick showers, take quick showers in cool water. I don't know about that. I'm probably not going to be able. I don't do hot showers. You do.
Oh,
like
yeah.
The place is on fire. I'll walk in and the whole place is steamed up. And
yeah, my skin, I come out of the shower, my skin is bright red.
We're married, so they're, for those of you who are
they're like, wow, they have a really good working relationship.
But I remember one time you left the shower running and I was going to jump in and I got in and I was like, ah! Felt like Home Alone, that kid screaming. So you did a little research on these chocolates. Tell me a little more.
I don't believe they're available yet.
Okay,
so I don't think you can buy them right now.
For those of you who've been hearing that saga go on for the last however long, we'll tell you more when we find out. But it sounds like they're not quite available yet. So again, if you want to live longer, you're supposed to stop bathing and eat these chocolates that don't exist. So there's your advice for today.
Now, how does stopping to bathe?
Because it's washing off essential oils. You should have been paying attention.
Really? I was looking for the essential oils that I apparently need in order to be able to live longer and look younger.
All right. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Thursday.
This portion of the program is brought to you by Dollar Shave Club. You can get razors sent to your door each month for just $1, plus a couple of bucks shipping. It's an amazing deal. Log on to dollarshaveclub.com/radio to learn more. That's dollarshaveclub.com/radio. Now, back to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
For 16-year-old Katie Staligno, it started simply enough. According to a Huffington Post article, when she was in third grade, she planted a cabbage seed or two as part of a school gardening project. After it grew to a massive 40 pounds, she donated it to a soup kitchen in her hometown. That's where it was cooked with some ham and some rice, serving more than 275 low-income individuals. After seeing the impact of just one seedling, the 9-year-old was absolutely hooked. Using a plot of land donated by her elementary school, she created a community garden aimed at feeding the hungry, as well as getting more classmates excited about gardening. The now 16-year-old garden last year, the 16-year-old's garden was responsible for supplying 3,000 pounds of donated produce to local charities.
Isn't that nice?
It absolutely warms my heart when we get to read a story about somebody doing something nice, no matter what the age.
And especially when young people are, because there's so many young people today that just don't care about anybody but themselves. So it's
so
nice.
heartwarming when you see a young person. Exactly. Yes. Because they, we get to read stories. And anytime I see something like this, I always want to shine the spotlight on that. And I want to do everything we can to praise them. And hopefully they'll say, wow, that feels good to do good things. And it even feels better when people seem to appreciate it. So if you see youngsters doing good things, do me a favor. Make sure you praise them. Let them know what a good job they're doing, because it makes such a huge difference and such a huge impact. And again, this young lady, a 16-year-old girl, she started this when she was 9 and now supplied 3,000 pounds of food.
That's fantastic. Isn't that great?
And not because somebody made her do it, but because she wanted to do it. So hats off. And hopefully other youngsters will hear this and say, I could probably do that. I could make a difference. Think about it. You throw some seeds and you put some water on it.
Our daughter has been asking to grow a garden for a long time. We should probably let her.
There you go. We could feed people and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make sure she puts some things in there I like. Is there a pizza plant? They don't exist? All right.
No.
Thank you for listening to The John and Heidi Show.
The John and Heidi Show is brought to you in part by Rough Tough Kennels.
If you have a puppy or a big dog, Rough Tough Kennels has something that's just right for you. They have kennels that are strong enough that I can stand on top of them, but they're cozy enough for your furry little best friend. Learn more and see the different sizes available at roughtoughkennels.com.
That's RUFF. toughkennels.com.
Thank you so much for listening on a Thursday. Going to wrap things up here, but before we do, let's get to this story. Aside from the occasional birthday cake or candy binge, you might think you're a pretty healthy eater. According to Time magazine, they say probably not. Sugar lurks in more than just the obvious places, like candy bars and cupcakes. Sugar Science, a new initiative from the University of California, San Francisco, they're working on ways to make every single person in this country sad, because they want to tell us all of the fun-hating stuff they're finding here. They say you can find sugar in a lot of places. They point out some kinds of yogurt have more sugar than a Twinkie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You're thinking, hey, I'm eating healthy.
Yeah, if you read
I'm having yogurt.
Yeah, it's insane.
Other high-sugar foods to watch for are granola. What? Granola?
Yeah.
Sports drinks. Yeah, I know. You're thinking, oh, those are healthy because sports people drink them. No, probably not. And fruit juices. Because you're thinking, well, I'm going to quit drinking soda and I'm going to drink fruit juice. Well, not so much. Well, the dressing on your salad also is loaded up with sugar, and so is ketchup. So if you'd like to read the whole report, it's online somewhere as "Please make me as sad as I can possibly be." I don't know. Maybe that's not what it is. University of California, San Francisco. Sugar Science. That's what they call it. So,
I don't care. I won't give up ketchup. I do like ketchup.
There's something amazing about ketchup. And
I know. It's awesome.
We've had this conversation before, but I'm a fan of one brand of ketchup.
I know.
And
me too.
It's the kind that if you go to most restaurants, they have it. I'm a Heinz guy. And my wife, just recently, Hunt's ketchup was on sale, and she purchased some. If you notice that there's a lot of that left, and I'm already opened the Heinz.
Yes, I know.
I'm squirting some
There
of that.
is a difference, and I...
You'll have that sitting out on the counter, and you look the other way, I'm squirting it down the drain. We're almost done with this Hunt's. Wow, what a great bargain that was, Eddie. Awesome deal you got on that, I'm sure. All right. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you so much for listening to The John and Heidi Show.
Time now for the bonus break. Only available here on the John and Heidi Show podcast.
And the bonus break is brought to you by the Dollar Shave Club. Learn more at dollarshaveclub.com/radio. Got my razors. I put them up in the bathroom yesterday. Did you notice that I put a razor in the shower for you?
No, I didn't. Thank you.
Did. Yeah, it's not one of mine. It was a leftover from before we joined the Dollar Shave Club.
Well, then, never mind.
I was putting the razors
you.
away, and I saw this other old thing that's been sitting in there for months now. I'm like, oh, hey, I'll put that in the shower.
You're so mean to me.
I'm not mean. I'm just thinking of me. That's I think of everybody else all the time. The one thing that I want to try to do is at least, be able to shave without ripping my face up. I don't know if it was something that you did or something that our daughter did to that razor, but you guys used it once, shaving your legs or whatever you do.
Whatever we do.
I don't know what you did. It seems like you dragged it across the driveway or something. When I tried to shave, I was like, Oh, my face is killing me. So I put some new blades on. I was all good to go. And then I fixed the problem by putting a decoy in the shower. So
all right.
Maybe I shouldn't have told you. It looks kind of like this one that we use. So, all right. Again, if you would like to join the Dollar Shave Club, Heidi, you can go to dollarshaveclub.com/radio. Bad news, folks. You know how everybody's saying that guns should be banned because they're so dangerous? Well, take a listen to this. I've learned about other products that is 9,000 times more dangerous than guns. And sadly, every single American uses this at least once in their lifetime. I can almost guarantee you've used this at least once. And your children are especially vulnerable because they use this more often than the adults do. Want to know what this is?
Yeah.
Are you sitting down?
What is it?
Healthcare. Administered by doctors. That's right. Doctors are more deadly than guns. Don't believe me? Keep on listening. We have 700,000 doctors in the United States. All total, doctors cause 120,000 accidental deaths per year. That equals about 0.171 deaths per doctors. Now let's look at guns. 80 million gun owners in the U.S., total 15,000 deaths caused by guns, and that's for all age groups, comes out to 0.0000118 deaths per year. So, statistically, doctors are 9,000 times more likely to kill you than gun owners. I think we should ban doctors, and we should ban politicians who are making us get that health care from them doctors.
Didn't we just read yesterday that like 1 in however, like 22 doctors or something isn't even really a doctor? What was that statistic? We just read that yesterday.
I don't remember what it was.
It was insane.
No, there are people who... It wasn't saying that doctors weren't doctors. It was saying that when you're going in to get treatment, the people that are doing what they're doing, they're like doctors' assistants and nurses and things. So your healthcare provider, it was like 1 out of 22 times, is not even a doctor. It's somebody else. Or it was more than that. It was more than 1 out of 22.
I don't know. It was a ridiculous number.
I don't remember what the numbers were. We'd have to look back. We'll have to check tape
We
on
should
that.
do that.
Yeah. Can we get an instant replay? I don't know who I'm looking at. I guess nobody else does anything here. In Durango, Colorado, police had to tell a liquor store owner, Gabe Fedangu, I don't know, to give shoplifters the boot, quite literally. Tired of losing what he says was about $1,000 worth of merchandise a month in thefts,
Wow.
Gabe took to telling shoplifters he caught that they had 2 choices. You can give him one of your shoes, or I'm going to call the police. A handful actually gave up a shoe, but Durango police told him to cut it out or face felony charges. Ironically, shoplifting from his store is only a misdemeanor, which is weird. Police Captain Mickey Browning said, I would suggest that he find a different option that doesn't involve giving up property. What's the difference between him saying, give me 20 and I won't call the police, or give me a shoe? So the guy was saying, okay, I'm calling the police, or you can give me your shoes. And the police are telling him, that's illegal, you can't do that.
What?
Yeah, so he's the one that's getting in trouble. He was ordered to return the shoes to the owners as well.
Oh, my gosh.
And if he can't find them, he reluctantly agreed, if he can find them, rather. He said the whole point of it is that they're too humiliated to come back in and ask for their shoes. And that's meant to make it so they won't steal from me again. So if he catches them stealing, he says, I'm going to call the police, or just give me your shoes.
Where is this?
In Durango, Colorado.
Wow.
So there you go. And I apologize for stumbling through that. I've been doing a lot of stumbling lately. I should put these glasses on that sit right over here.
You were supposed to be wearing your glasses all the time.
And I'll use these for the last story. Now you tell me if it makes a difference.
Okay.
A former stray cat named Tara has been named National Hero Dog of the Year. Yes, let me say that again.
How can the cat be a dog?
A cat. Tara the cat has been named National Hero Dog of the Year. The cat received the 33rd annual award, an honor usually reserved for canines, after saving a little boy by scaring off an attack dog. Remember the video?
Oh, that's
Great
nice.
video. The cat's heroic actions were caught on the family's security camera, and they've been viewed by more than 24 million people on YouTube since being uploaded in mid-May. Which, that all is awesome.
I do remember seeing that. Now that you say that,
It is
I remember
awesome.
watching that.
But why is a cat the
Why
national
not just have a
hero
heroic
dog?
cat?
Bingo.
award?
There you go. Why not have a National Hero Cat Award? Why in the world are we now having National Hero Dogs that are cats? I don't understand why we feel like nowadays, we've got the Boy Scouts, and if I have a daughter that wants to be a Boy Scout, they have to let her be a Boy Scout. Well, there's Girl Scouts, And if I have a son that wants to be a Girl Scout, he can be a Girl Scout. So they're saying, that those titles don't matter anymore. Then just call it the Scouts.
Right.
Just call it the Scouts and let anybody
do
anything.
They're all together.
But like this thing here, it's just a title. It's just a word. I know that there's somebody out there right now listening that's disagreeing with me. I'm okay with that. We're not going to agree on everything. This is why I saved it for the bonus break, by the way. I don't think anybody listens to this anyway. And if you do, that's fine. But I didn't want to stir people up on the radio because it kind of peeves me that they're doing this. Think about the dog that would have gotten that award this year.
Yeah, some dog that deserved that award just got
Seriously,
screwed.
There is a dog out there somewhere that did something amazing this year, and they probably would have gotten this award, but instead, a cat got the award, which I'm not saying the cat doesn't deserve recognition. That is awesome what that cat did.
That is pretty cool.
But it still
make it a cat award
It
then.
still doesn't make the cat a dog.
Yeah.
If I have kittens in a doghouse, are they puppies? No, they're kittens.
Right.
Because it doesn't make any sense to me why they're calling this the National Hero Dog. Why not just the National Hero Pet Award? Now all of a sudden there is no title. But little things like that, I don't know why that makes me so mad. But I figured I figured I'd save it for here. I thought you'd be all riled up about this, but you seem to be very calm. Are you playing Candy Crush?
I am.
I kind of thought so. She's getting...
I just don't feel like getting all worked up about your nonsense today.
She's got her crush on. She is good to go. All right, your bonus break brought to you by the Dollar Shave Club. Learn more and maybe become a member and sign up for the razors, and you'll have this smooth, silky face like I have. Feel that? Ooh. DollarShaveClub.com/radio.